I just can't remember that. Right, I'm going to show you how to make the beginning of the spring bedspread. Each of the squares starts with a flower in the centre. So we're going to start with the flower, and then I'm just going to start joining the granny square to the end of the flower. So to start with, you chain 2, 1, 2, and then you make 8 double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So 1, let's see, 2, 3, 7, 8, and that loop gets a little bit big, but all you need to do is just pull that ring there, and it becomes tight again. Now you join this with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet made, which is a little bit fiddly, but it's there. So I'm going to force the hook in there like so, and then do a slip stitch to wrap the yarn round, through, and then through. Now what you can do is you can continue in this colour if you want. In the pattern I've actually changed colour, so I'm going to do what I did there. So just fasten off this end like so and pull that through. So joining your second colour, this pink here, you join it to any of the double crochet made. I'm going to join it here actually. This one, I'm going to join it here. I'll join it in there. Okay. Join your yarn. It's a little bit fiddly. It's all quite small. Join your yarn like that. Chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the same stitch. Okay, like so. Then chain 1 and another double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 1 and into the next stitch. So 4, chain 1, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. What I did actually when I was doing it was I actually sewed in the ends before I attempted each round, because it's a little bit fiddly here and it's not very obvious where the stitches are and where you should be working particularly. Just make sure you count 8, then finish with the chain 1 and then join with a slip stitch to the first one made, and then fasten off this yarn. So just cut that, okay, and pull that through. So that's the centre of your flower made. If you just pull this little bit to the side there again, you weave that in, then that knot disappears and it's quite neat. Okay, now we're going to make the petals. So you join the colour for the petals into a chain 1 space, so any one doesn't matter, so I pop that in there and join this yarn through, pull it through, chain 3, then work 2 trebles together. Now if you don't know how to do this, wrap the yarn around the hook as you would do if you're doing a treble, back, 3 loops on the hook, wrap it round and bring it through 2, leave those 2 loops on the hook, and then make the next treble. So wrap it round in, wrap it round and back, bring it through the first 2 loops. You've got 3 loops on the hook, you wrap it round and bring all those 3 together in one go, and that's trebling 2 stitches together. Okay, now chain 3, back into the same space, slip stitch to secure the petal. There you go, there's your first petal, and then you move on to the next chain 1 space, slip stitch into there to get you into that space, and repeat. So chain 3, treble 2 together, okay, then chain 3 and slip stitch, okay, into the next one, like so, just working round so that you've got 3. No, you haven't got 3, you've got 8 petals. Chain 2 to treble 2 together, okay. The next one, as I say, I really would sew in these ends before you go along, because they're actually really annoying me now. Okay, so there's the flower finished. So the 8th petal, you just literally just finish it as you do with the other ones. So do your chain 3, treble 2 together, and then chain 3 and just slip stitch into the same space, cut the yarn and pull it through. Okay, and there we go. Now we need to attach it to the granny square. To start the granny square, it's a little bit tricky, but what you're trying to do is you're going to join the yarn to the double crochets from row 2, so not from the petal round but from this pink round here, and we're going to join it in the back. Doesn't matter which one you join it to, but slip your hook in there somewhere. Don't worry if it's not, if it doesn't feel as though it's exactly the right place. It's not crucial, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so there we go. So I've joined my yarn there, pull this through like so. Oopsie, pull it through. Okay, chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the same place. All you're doing is you're making some loops here to work the granny square into. So now chain 2, and then you want to get onto the back of this next double crochet and do a double crochet in there. So that will do. Okay, then chain 2 and then just repeat it all the way around the back of this flower. So if you can get it through 2 strands, it's probably better. There we go, double crochet, chain 2, move on to the back of the next one. So we're looking at that one, to the back of there, and just pop it through those 2 strands there. So, like so. There we go. Double crochet, chain 2, next one, there we go. Pull it through. I think I might have done that round possibly a little bit too tight. I hope it's not finding it that easy. Chain 2 and into the next one, like so. There we go. Chain 2 and to the next one. Chain 2 into the next one. And then chain 2 and then slip stitch into the top of the double crochet from the first one made, like so, through and through. Now you're going to start your granny square, and you're going to make 4 corners of your granny square, and you're going to use these chain 2 spaces to work the corners into. So slip stitch into the first chain 2 space like so and make a corner. So chain 3, that counts as your first treble. 2 trebles into the space, the same space, chain 2, and then 3 trebles into that space, and that's your first corner made. Okay, then you chain 1, skip one of these, the next chain 2 loop, and in the next chain 2 loop work 1, 2, 3 trebles, chain 2, 1, 2, 3 trebles. Okay, to make your second corner, chain 1 to get you over to the next corner, skip the next chain 2 space, repeat in the following corner, 3 trebles, chain 2, 3 trebles, and then, oopsie, 3 trebles, and then chain 1 and skip the next space and then into the next corner here, work again. Get your final corner, 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles. Okay, like so. You should find you've got 1 chain 2 space in between that and the first corner made, which you skip as you did before, chain 1 and then slip stitch to the top of chain 3 of the first group made, and that's your first granny round made, and then you continue with your granny square. So there we go, there's the flower, and that's the start of your granny square, like so. And you just continue as you would do with a normal granny square. Okay.